I think all of you need to look much, much more closely at what is happening with the digital giants, because they have not just entered health in a full way, but they're entering our bodies. You know? I did, with another Ayurvedic doctor, a civilizational dialogue, looking at 3 patterns that had come up very, very quickly in the early days of the corona. One was the 14 patents of Mr. Gates and Microsoft and Silicon Valley on the impossible burger. But along with it, another claim to make, called biomilk, and there's patent application for it, and Gates has funded it. And this is fake breast milk made in labs. And this is being offered as a climate solution. The second patent, is related to something I work with a lot. I work a lot with women on growing nutritious food, saving the seed of nutritious food, and overcoming things like anemia, which have affected 75% Indian women, because through monocultures of cereals, through spraying of Roundup, we have wiped out all the greens. We have wiped out the diversity that gives us vitamin A or iron. Now, the solution to anemia is just grow lots and lots of iron-rich plants. And instead of bringing biodiversity back to our lands and our farms and our gardens, Google 5 years ago started a life sciences division. And one of the patents for this life sciences division is a patent for introducing nanoparticles in the blood. Now, I know enough about this field to know that there is no science assessment and no regulation of the impact of any particle that's 10 to the power minus 9. It'll go through any membrane of the body. And there is no science to assess the harm. And the head of this of the Google Life Sciences division, which they call it, I don't know what they call the division, but he basically goes on to say, we have to defeat Mother Nature. Well, the only way we're going to have health for the planet and our health is being aligned with Mother Nature, not defeating her. Every attempt to defeat Mother Nature has led to more ecological crisis and deeper health crisis. And of course, a deeper inequality crisis and a deeper poverty crisis. And finally, of course, is a patent by Microsoft. So the nanoparticles, the Global Life Sciences division is called Verily. And when the head, Andy Conrad, was asked, why do you call it Verily, which means truly, he says, it's only through our truth, not the truth of nature, our truth, we're going to defeat Mother Nature. This patent, Google Life Sciences, the number is WO2010034319A1, world patent. And then there's another world patent of Microsoft. And this patent basically is for humans as users of machines. The patent is 060606 for human body activity associated with a task provided to a user. We are human beings have been introduced to users. We are not autonomous, conscious, thinking beings, part of a conscious universe. We are users. And a task provided to us, used in a mining process. The process is mining our data for a cryptocurrency system. Basically, what this patent is saying, we'll mine the bodily activity and brain activity of human beings through machines, all this smartware. And sadly, the richer the people, the more they're running into the slavery, new smartware, new altered realities. They're just allowing their data to be mined, and our bodies are being reduced to new raw material. And then this mind data is processed through algorithms, and no algorithm is anything more than a machine learning that someone put together on the basis of all of their biases, their women bias, their misogyny, their racism, all those assumptions go into the algorithms. And then this algorithm, on the basis of our activities, is going to allocate us our value. And if you notice, my country was the first where they made cash illegal. 2016, digitalization was forced on the country. 8 o'clock in the evening announced midnight, cash was illegal, the big notes. And 70% of the economy crashed. This digitalization is now going all over the world, and there's a war on cash. They call it war on cash, because cash is merely a medium of exchange. It has no value in itself. It's just a promise. You read the dollar note, it says, I promise to pay the bearer. When it's digital, even a credit card, you're giving rents to the global financial system. But when it's cryptocurrency in the hands of algorithms, in the hands of big tech, they will do what is happening in China. Create social credit system to decide a new caste system. And you might have also followed that while all this has been happening, the founder of the World Economic Forum did a book called The Great Reset on how to deal with the COVID crisis. And everything we're seeing unfold is part of that Great Reset. But an element of that Great Reset is you will own nothing. Now, I'm a believer in the commons. And it would be so good if all land was a commons, if all seed was a commons, if food was a commons, if health was a commons, so that we had strong public health systems, strong community health system, deep knowledge about being healthy. But when Carl Schwab says, you will own nothing, he's saying we'll own it all. That's why you have Gates, not just owning the seed, wanting to own our food. One, of course, controls the health, and now owning land. This, if ever there was a time for humanity to wake up, now is the time. We have to see, when I heard the Monsantos talk about patenting seed, and I said, my God, this is like the slavery of life. Slavery was wrong when humans were treated as property. But when life itself, which is not being invented by these guys, is treated as intellectual property, this is bioimperialism. It's ownership of life. It is slavery over life. And I said, we have to emancipate life. And that's what my life's work has been since 1987, when I first heard them. And now, that seems so mild compared to what we are hearing from the Googles and the Microsofts and the Zuckerbergs and the Elon Musks. And they are really running this beautiful planet as their property to make more money and more money and more money with ignorance, arrogance, and fear. It is time to protect the earth from them, to protect our health from them, to protect our democracy from them.